as Paul knows, so it's going to be brief here, but I'm sure I'll see some of you, around the halls later today. Did you get a chance to speak to Judge Garland?
Good morning. What did he say to you?
Okay, good morning. He said more than that today. We had a very good meeting. It was a cordial meeting. He's an impressive guy. We had the chance to talk about a number of issues. It was a private meeting, as both of us said, so I'm not going to talk about the details, but I was able to talk about my reasoning, which he already knew since I've been clear about it. I talked about the fact that I think during a very partisan year, in a presidential election year, that both for the sake of the court and the integrity of the court and the legitimacy of the candidate, his nominee, it is better to have this occur after we're past this presidential election. I did remind him of what then Chairman of the Judiciary Committee, now Vice President Joe Biden said, which is actually very similar to that. I also made a point of saying, I told you all that's how I felt long before I read Joe Biden's comments, but I thought Joe Biden was rather articulate. He talked about bitter presidential election season and how that wasn't the right time to take up a nomination, in that case a nomination for motion restriction. I also believe, as you know, that people ought to have a voice in this, and that happens in the context of a presidential election year, where this will be one of the issues people will decide on. This will be obviously a very consequential seat that will determine the direction of the court for some time. In the case of Supreme Court Justice Scalia, decades. So it was a good meeting, and we had a good discussion, and happy to take your questions or comments.
Senator, why did you not want information taken?
I didn't want or not. Was there a focus group?
No, I'm asking you, was there a reason you didn't want to have it?
Well, it was a private meeting. He didn't choose to speak to you on the way out. He's not trying to publicize that. I'm happy to photograph with him. That wasn't an issue for me.
What else did you guys discuss besides telling him that, you weren't going to consider it? Any other issues you guys discussed?
Yeah, again, it was a private meeting, and I know he's not talking about the meetings, and I wouldn't either. It was a good discussion, broad range of issues, and personal discussion.
Is there a part about his judicial record that concerns you? Similar to me, I said after his September Judge Garland that Judge Garland's view of executive overreach was a point that was concerning to him, and I'm wondering if that was something that came up, or if it's a similar concern.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not comfortable getting into the qualifications issue because, as I said, this is not about him to me, and he has a impressive record, as I said. He's had a lot of accomplishments. He served in the Justice Department. He actually served for Attorney General Civiletti at the time when I was working with Civiletti right out of college. We'll talk a little about that. I guess I can say that. To me, this is not about his specific qualifications. It's about the broader issue that I've raised from the start.
Thanks,